Hello everybody and welcome back to Carrie Lynn's Kitchen. I haven't done any videos since before Thanksgiving. Things get out of hand. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. You go through the holidays, you go through COVID, and well, enough said. So now everything's getting back to normal and I'm ready to make some more videos. Something's messed with my eyes. They're burning. The watering on the onion I'm using today didn't help. So today, we're going to make stuffed bell peppers. Got me some nice, pretty orange bell peppers. And this is a time of compromise. And this proves my point about being able to use what you have. The store didn't have the hamburger meat, ground beef that I wanted, so I compromised and went with the beefsteak patties. But that's okay, because they're just shaped. Still the same ground beef. I tell you, my eyes are stinging. Alright, so we're going to make some stuffed peppers. We're going to do it in the oven because it's too nasty outside to do anything on the grill, even though that would be preferred. And what we're going to use today, well, let me adjust it here. Oh, wow, it looks like I have something on my face. Let's get backed up. Alright, that's my onion. Instead of using rice today, I am going to use stovetop stuffing. And it's just a regular cornbread stovetop stuffing. Light, extra light I have is really making it. Look at me. Welcome to the craziness of my kitchen. We're going to use regular cornbread stuffing. And on the package, it calls for butter and water. And instead of using a cup and a half of water, we're just going to use a cup of water. I don't want it to be super moist. But we will still use some, a big glob of butter. Oh, man, now I feel like I need to sneeze. I'm missing something. Oh. We're also going to use some diced up celery and the onion. But we're going to saute this for the water for the stuffing. So I've got my stuffing in a big nice bowl. I'm also going to use cheese, but we'll get to that in a minute. Basically, I'm going to do the same thing I do for my meatloaf, but we're not going to use any tomato sauce inside it or any tomatoes because I'm really thinking about pairing this with tomato soup tonight. So I might put some corn in it though. That's what cooking's about, just getting really creative and doing your thing. Here we go with burning eyes. I got this really cool new chopper. It's way more sturdier than the last one. And I cut these onions in fours. It's just a medium onion. I'm only going to use one. We're going to, get a workout. You know, I can kick a hole in lots of things, but my arms have never been my strong suit. Which is weird because I spend a lot of time cooking. You would think. See, just slides out. I don't have to take anything apart with this one. I love it. So I'm going to measure that so I give you an idea of what I'm using. But you might like more onion. You might like less onion, or you might not like any onion at all. Your choice. Oh yeah, burn it, burn it, burn it. That's about a cup of diced onion. So we're going to just stick that in our pot. Just a small saute sauce pot. Might have to take about 2 hours worth of break to regain my eyesight with that today. I'm going to have raccoon eyes in a few minutes. That is really burning. I think the mascara I used the other day actually messed with my eyes, and everything's touchy today. I'm going to set that aside. So if I end up looking like I've been drunk at a party with Amy Winehouse in the afterlife, well, I apologize. Alright. Now we're going to do the same thing with our celery. I don't know if I'm going to use all that, but I like a lot of celery. So, like I said, with most things I cook here, you don't have to add all of the same ingredients when it comes to this stuff. If I use something that you need to make it thick or whatever, there's an alternative if you have an allergy or a dislike for something, or you just have to use it. But otherwise, everything else is negotiable. If you don't like certain vegetables. I'm going to start to saute my onion just before I put this in. I'm only going to put a little. Celery really helps with that onion. One of these days I'm going to learn to do onion early so I can put makeup on afterwards. One of these days. Or not. It doesn't make it any less loud putting something under my cutting board, but actually it does, but not as much as I'd want it to. Oh. Get all these little scraps. Get rid of that. Oh yeah, I'm going to use that. Have some country crock over here. I'm just going to use some country crock, but you can use any margarine. Any margarine or any real butter, or if you prefer to use a cooking oil. We're going to break out my big old fork here. And since we're already putting butter in this, we won't have to put butter in it again. I'm gonna set my, you know what, it's just, you know, getting used to it again, and I was just getting used to the camera in the first place. I'm gonna put this on medium heat on the stove, and if you're wondering, it seemed silly to me, and I got this as a joke from Walmart, but I ended up using it for many things. It's really great. These forks, they're strong, sturdy, and pretty good. Okay, while we're waiting on that, let's get this area clear. Some of my celery jumped out of that. It's going to be a little bit more than a cup on the celery, but like I said, you can use more, less, or none at all. You can get creative. Put in some mushrooms. I've actually considered putting mushrooms in my husband's because he likes mushrooms. And I still might. So that's almost 2 cups. So it's about get down. Ooh. 1 2/3. You don't want to put raw onion in too many things because onion steals the flavor from most of your foods. So when you can, always saute it, even if you just do it to the point to where it's translucent. All right. Go away, Barney eyes. Go away. Okay. Now we're gonna cut the tops off of our bell pepper. You want to make sure you're cutting underneath this part. You don't want to go through it. Ooh, some good seeds there. Have to plant those. I was inspired to do this by my neighbor. He made some really good ones with just meat. And I was like, ooh, I haven't made those in a while, so let's give it a go. I want to get all the seeds out and most of the membrane. I mean, it's bell pepper. It's not going to kill you if you don't get it all. Now, if jalapeno was being used, I want to get out as much of that membrane as possible. Unless you just like the pain. If you want to, just use a spoon. I blocked my spoons with my island, so we're just gonna get those out and put them in my nice little garbage tub here. Saves me from having to walk back and forth. And you ever have that moment where you accidentally dump a spoon or something in your garbage can? You have to dig it out, wash it, stuff like that. Happens to me all the time. Yeah. Oh, let's do this without getting, so they're starting to get translucent. But I want to get them just a little bit more translucent. And I'm going to add in my celery right now. I'm not adding any seasonings. But if you want, maybe a little bit of pepper, maybe a little bit of something else that makes life interesting. Oregano. Rosemary, whatever you choose. I mean, basically, however you would, if you're making Italian ones, of course, put some Italian seasonings in there. Let me grab my cheese. My icebox is an absolute disaster at the moment. Freeze raid. Oh, I might use some smoke. There we go. I'm going to use some smoked cheese. So while our onions and stuff are, let's move those aside. Move those aside. I haven't decided if I'm actually going to use the tops or not. So I got some Tillamook. smoked cheddar, hickory smoked cheddar. Give us a little bit of that outdoor grill taste. Ooh, that smells so good. I tell you, I can eat this stuff without having to put it in a thing. I started using it several years ago, and I will find things to cook just to use smoked cheese. Especially when you're having a soup, like a beef or an onion soup. It's yummy. Sorry, I had to smack my mouth there. I'm thinking about it. You don't have to take this off, but I prefer to when I'm doing stuff like this because it makes it melt a bit better, in my opinion. But you can stick that in a Ziploc bag and use it for something else. Just tossing around my onion and my celery. As I said, it's just butter, onion, and celery. This is not my favorite. There we go. I feel like my knuckles are more protected with this one, even though I have some I could probably use where. So I'm just going to give it. If I was making meatloaf, I would use Kojak cheese. And in the meatloaf, I put a lot of cheese. I'm going to go ahead and shred this whole thing even if I don't use it. Put it in a bag. That way it's already ready for whatever I do next with it. Can't use things like this when my husband's home because he's sitting over there terrified and biting his nails just waiting for me to rip some knuckles off. And it's not just out of the blue. It's been done more than once. But the only thing I've ever taken off with one of these graters before is a fingernail. You know, when you're doing that and your fingernail gets caught there, and then you go get my nails done. I prefer my natural nails, but they've been breaking lately a lot. So I might go get some fake ones put on. Makes a lot of cheese. How much cheese did that make, I wonder? I don't like to smush it. When I'm cooking, I don't measure. So making these videos is quite new for me. Wow, that's almost 3 cups. Cool. We'll set that aside. Guess I could bring the camera over. Ooh. Add a little bit of seasoning. Ooh, there went some. Add a little bit of seasoning, a little bit more butter, and you can just sit this on a steak. Which we are going to add a little bit more butter. I don't even have any of my plastics over here. I'm going to go in my pantry and get some. There we go. Give it that nice buttery taste. I don't want to cook them until the celery is squishy. Yes, my icebox is a nightmare. I like a little bit of crunch in everything I cook. I even like my, oh, I am making a mess. A little bit of crunch with my carrots, my, having a blonde moment with my cabbage. I boil it just a little, and then I fry it with some butter, salt, pepper, garlic if I'm feeling adventurous. Oh. Perfect. Alright, so let's come back over here. See my tummy. Just gonna add that in. And I'm not gonna turn that off. I turned it off. I didn't mean to turn it off. I did turn it off. But I'm gonna say, don't turn that off. Take that 1 cup of water and pop it in. And bring that to almost a boil. It just has to be hot. Really hot. Doesn't have to be like scalding or anything like that because you already have hot stuff in here. Excuse me. I think the worst thing about getting sick over the holidays is the lingering things. I only got a headache and a fever with my supposed COVID, but it seems I've got this cough and snivel, and then my eyes are all watery and burny, and see, I've already got it moist. I've already got it moist, so you don't want to keep adding water until this is all soggy and wet. We don't want it real soggy. Because we got to put meat in there too, and the meat has grease in it, so it's gonna get too soft if you put too much. We probably won't even use that whole cup of water. Just letting it get hot enough to soak up in there. Man, I really wished I had a spoon over here. Wow, I don't even have a little spoon. What the heck? Here, look. This is my tester spoon for now. Oh, I love this. I could eat it all day. Well, a little bit softer. And so our water is just starting to get bubbles and boil. Depending on your stove, that was about a half a cup. Depending on your stove, it may take longer. So I don't have to add any egg. I've got plenty of bread in here, some vegetables. Still thinking about adding some mushrooms into his. Let's get that piece right there. About another tablespoon, so about half a cup and a tablespoon. I'm using cornbread stuffing, so I don't want it to be super dry or super wet. I want it to be just right. So about 1/2 cup and a tablespoon of water seems to be doing well. You're gonna have to adjust it based on how much celery or onion you do or don't use and what other vegetables you use. I can find a piece. See, it's just to where it's soft. It's going to get softer unless you use real lean ground beef. Now we're gonna add in some of our smoked cheese. And find everything that fell out. That's why it's good to have a clean area. Because if you don't, you end up wasting everything that falls into the mess. Let's see, that's not even 1/2 cup worth of cheese. It's just a sprinkle of cheese. That already smells like I just want to take a spoon and turn off the video and eat it. I think we're going to use about a cup worth of this cheese. I want to make sure it's not overpowering. You know, I could totally do Star Wars sounds while I'm doing this. Pew, pew, pew. Very good Star Wars sounds. I'm just getting it so that the cheese is good and melted, and I'm gonna back my island up here and grab some gloves. Now, because I'm using some hamburger patties, I don't know how many I'm gonna need. Usually I'd use about pound and a half, depending on, you know. I could have shown you had they had it up there, because I'd get one of the packages of meat and then I use about half of it. If I want it to be meatier, I use a little bit more, and that ring is going to go straight through there. Right. So now we're going to add some ground beef, and this is the beef steak burger, 85 lean, 15% fat. You won't see me use too much lean stuff in here because I like that the fat helps with cook the foods, and usually it's, so that's one patty. That's how many pounds was it? 1.33 pounds total. So we'll probably use all 4 patties, because this isn't even gonna make it meaty. Don't worry, I got some more in the icebox if I need it. I just got the brisket burgers. Give it a good mix up. Oh yeah, we need more. Come on, I don't want meat all over me today. Oh yeah, we're just gonna chunk in all 4 patties. And pray I don't need one of those other ones I got for something else. Oh, come here, you. I don't use these to make hamburgers. I make my own hamburgers. But I'm gonna use them for this. I have used them before. I like my seasoning in my burger, not on my burger. So pre-shaped, oh, look at those gloves just coming off, man. Ooh. Pre-shaped burgers are pointless to me if I'm just gonna unshape them anyway. feel like I have forgotten something, but I don't think I have. I just want to make sure that we don't have clumps of stuffing in one spot. For the love of Pete. You know what? Let me go get the hot water ready. When I do this, I need hot water. Put up the bracelets and just go. Now, if you want to add a rice to this, I would suggest something like a rice-a-roni side, like maybe a beef one. Or just plain rice. Maybe boil it a little bit first to get rid of that starch. A little bit of chicken or beef bouillon in it. You can add whatever you like. I'm starting to wish I had added some rice-a-roni, but we're going to keep it simple. I'm going to have so much of this left over that I'm going to end up making some small meatloaves for the freezer. Alright, so now I'm just going to, you know what, I might add a little bit more cheese. Just a little more, so I ended up using about 2 cups or 1.5 cup of that cheese now. Yeah, making a muddy mess of it. I like my food blended. I don't like big chunks of the surprise. Right now, we're going to stuff them. I'm just going to do it by hand. Got my hot water running. I'm going to put some in there and stuff it around. Also, I'm hoping that I have time to make a wafer cake today on another video. There are a million, and I do mean probably an exaggerated million, of recipes for stuffed peppers. You gotta look around. You gotta find your favorite, or if you can't find something you really like, get the basics on how to do it and make up your own. This one's my kiddo, so he'll never know that his was in a pepper. I will take it out, put it on a plate, give him some sides, probably make some mashed potatoes. Because he likes mashed potatoes. We all like mashed potatoes. No. I think I'm going to stick to the idea of making some kind of a... Oh, I don't know what I'm going to make with it tonight. We'll decide later. I'm just stuffing it in there, making sure we get as much as possible. I'm going to put this mixture in a Ziploc bag. And later on tonight after dinner, I'll stick them in the oven and make some meatloaves for that. I'm sure there's 100 more things I could do with it, but everybody around here likes meatloaf, so sometimes it's nice to have it on hand so I don't have to go and make it. It does take a bit to make. When I make meatloaf, I just use a can or two of the tomato sauce, about a half a can or a little bit more than half a can of water, and put some pepper in there, and then I just pour it around the meatloaf in the pan so all the natural greases and stuff get in it and flavor it. And there's my gravy. I don't use ketchup. I'll do that. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll save this and make a video tomorrow on meatloaf. The bulk of it's done. I can just show you how I put it together. All right, let me go wash my hands. Yay! Washing my hands, wash my hands. Gross. Alrighty, we're gonna set this bad boy oven to, come on, we're gonna bake. I'm gonna do it at 425. And there's probably something in my oven. Let's see. Well, that's not even, but hey. Oh, yeah, I had a pan. We're gonna set these on the middle rack, and we're gonna see if we can't get them done in about 45 minutes to an hour, but I'm gonna set my timer as usual. And I'm gonna go put some stuff in baggies and get ready for the rest of the get ready for it when it gets out of the oven. And then hopefully we'll have plenty of time to do a wafer cake. A wafer cake using the vanilla wafers, just like the Nillas. Okay, so when we come back, we'll hopefully have those coming out of the oven. Bye. All right, so we're back, and I want to say it's been about, I didn't time it because I went right into doing that wafer cake in another video, and I forgot. But I want to say it's been about 35, 40 minutes since we put the peppers in the oven. Oh, wonderful, wonderful heat. And look at those beautiful babies. They are done, they are done, they are done, they are done. So what I've decided to do is I am going to make, I'm gonna make a nice tomato sauce for that, and then I'm going to probably make a side of potatoes. Actually, cauliflower sounds better, but we're gonna use mashed potatoes. And then I'm gonna make, I don't know, maybe some carrots or something to go with it. But there you have it. I wanna cut into those so bad right now. I'm gonna have to move my stuff around just to get to a fork, because I still forgot to do that. So there we go. One of these days I'm gonna have this big wide open kitchen, and I'm not gonna have to do all of this, but hey, for now it's all right. All right, let me go get a plate. This is very hot. You want to know where I got this dish from? It's a cute little heart dish. I don't know if you can see it because my camera is all black. Hop, there we go. Got this cute little heart dish. I got that at Brookshire Brothers. We're gonna put that there. I'll put that there. I am not in the mood to burn myself today. I've had some experiences since my son's is going to be the one that doesn't eat his in the thing. We'll just look at it. Make sure it is all the way done. Look at that. Look at that pretty, nice. So that's all it took. Just a little bit of stovetop stuffing. If you don't like yours, it's done like. Just so you know, I've shot this a couple times. The first time, and this is not wine, even though it should be. It's actually a B8 energy drink. Because my battery died and then I had it on time warp, and I've made that mistake before and couldn't recover, so I wasted a really good video. But this is very well done. Let's see. I have for 35, maybe 40 so minutes. If the top starts getting done before your inside gets done, just take some tinfoil and put it over the whole dish, and that'll keep the top from getting too brown. You can start off that way and you won't have to worry about it at all. Ooh, that's fair game. So we're gonna make some tomato gravy to go with this. And the tomato gravy is gonna consist of some tomato sauce. We're not gonna use a whole lot of that, just enough to make a gravy. And it's gonna have water and black pepper. And that's going to be all. So when we come back, I'll show y'all how to do that. Until then. Gravy. Until then. Alright, so now I've got my pan juices from my yummy. I say that a couple times so I can remember in my head what I just made. Stuffed bell peppers. I'm gonna get my tomato sauce. I'm just gonna kind of judge what I need. I'm gonna make a gravy with it, so probably gonna use about two cups. Then I'm gonna take this and put a half a cup of water. Stir it up and make sure that's all I want. Sorry, trying to grab my pepper and it was way too far away. Just gonna get some black ground pepper. Put a little bit in there. Oh, that's just me. I thought it was a piece of fuzz. I'm gonna stir it up and mix it up, but I want it to be runny. Sat my peppers on a plate and covered them. No, I didn't cover them. I had to cover for them, and that's... There you go. Now I covered them. I've got all my sides going. Well, I've got the oven 300. And I'm just going to stick this back in the oven for about 10 or 15 minutes until it's nice and bubbly. So I use 2 cups of the tomato sauce, half a cup of water, and just stirring it into the pan juices with a little bit of black pepper. Just a couple dashes. You don't need a lot. Really need to clean out my ice box. Alright, so we're gonna put this back in the oven. Let it cook for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll be back ready to put the whole plate together and hopefully enjoy some dinner. All right, so we're just about ready to plate. We're just waiting for our gravy to be done. Let's see. I think I'm going to do that one. Maybe I should have gotten a different plate, but yeah, that'll work. Right, so we got our mashed potatoes, which at the end of this video I will do some pictures and a description of how I made these mashed potatoes. They're just butter, salt, pepper, milk, simple mashed potatoes. And these frozen green beans I got from Swan's. I just used one package of them. Oh, they're still hot. Okay, so my plate might not look professional, but it's gonna taste good. Let's get our gravy out of there. Well, when you're getting something out that's been hot, don't sit it on anything cold. I've made that mistake before. We're just gonna spoon on our gravy, whatever you want to spoon it on. If you just want to put it on your mashed potatoes, or if you even want to put it on your this, which I will, so it doesn't matter how you go about doing it. I guess it's going to be a mess. Just fountain it on like that. Life would be grand if I had a fork on hand at times when I need one, but it doesn't always seem to work for me that way. All right, let's cut into that sucker. Really tender. Oh. I'm just trying to watch myself and make sure I'm in the camera is not working out very well for me. There we go. Let's just do. I'm trying to stay out of my own light right now. So. I definitely prefer the orange, red, or yellow bell peppers. So there you have it. My cut on plate. This is going to be a wonderful, wonderful dinner. That's definitely not what I wanted to do with my camera. Out of all the difficulties I've had today, the lighting, the power going out, just an extraordinary amount of challenges that stood in my way today. I actually really, really, really enjoyed making these peppers today. It's not something I make very often, and normally when I make them I always do them outside on the grill, so this was really fun for me to do today. It actually made the house smell really, really good, and we're gonna enjoy the heck out of it. So I hope you all enjoyed it. There will be some extras at the end of this video, so if you're interested in mashed potatoes with the green beans, keep watching, and I also have a little bit of a message at the end. So keep watching if you want. I'm gonna go eat my dinner.